StadiumDB.com presents Future European Stadiums Under Construction. Hello there! We continue without stopping on our journey through the stadiums of the world. This time we have focused exclusively on Europe and have prepared for you a selection of arenas designs that are currently under construction. There is room on our list for some truly legendary venues, but in our humble opinion, all of them deserve your attention. Before we get down to the nitty-gritty, we would like to ask you to subscribe, click the bell and like this material. By doing so, you will be contributing to the development of our channel, and the narrator will be able to treat you with his stadium stories even more often. And now we hop onto the Orient Express and all aboard! Estadio de la Cerámica. Capacity 22,000. Club Villareal. Completion date 31st of December 2022. First, our journey begins in a country where the Orient Express did not used to arrive. But nobody is perfect after all. In the small town of Villareal, the redevelopment of the venue where last season's Champions League revelation, the popular Yellow Submarine, resides, is currently being finalized. As part of the project, a new roof is being built over the stadium, which will fully cover the entire auditorium. The last missing corner stand is being constructed in the southwest quarter. The upgrade will give the venue a more coherent, unified form, although each stand will still retain its original, distinct shape. The redevelopment is expected to cost the club €35 million, and the modernized stadium is due to be ready just before 2023, when the club will celebrate its 100th anniversary. Anfield. Capacity 61,000. Club Liverpool FC. Completion date 2023. We are moving to the UK, specifically to the Beatles city, where the local club is successively stand by stand upgrading its now aging facility. In 2016, the expansion of the main stand, which can now accommodate more than 20,000 fans, was completed. On September the 30th, 2021, the second phase of the venue's upgrade, which includes the development of the Anfield stand, officially began. As with the previous phase, work started with the erection of the structure directly behind the stadium, so that the existing structure remains fully functional. After the renovation, the capacity of the Anfield stand will be 16,000, and the entire venue will accommodate 61,000 spectators. The cost of the upgrade is £80 million, and the work is expected to be completed before the 2023-24 season. Craven Cottage. Capacity 29,600. Club Fulham FC. Completion date 2023. It is time for a visit to the capital. The well-known Populous studio is responsible for the design of the new main stand, located right by the River Thames. The structure has 7 stories, including the underground one. When fully operational, the stadium's capacity will increase to almost 30,000 seats. The new stand is also expected to allow the activity of pubs, restaurants, and an open riverside promenade regardless of the league schedule. Ahead of the start of the 2022-23 season, the lower level of the new auditorium has been made available to fans, with a full opening scheduled for 2023. Raiffeisen Arena. Capacity 20,234. Club LASK. Completion date 2023. Back on continent. In Linz, a stadium is under construction whose designer, the Viennese architect Harald Fuchs of the Raumkunst ZT studio, claims that no other arena has an outline of such proportions. Let him be, but as you can see, the stadium does not particularly stand out on our list, although its charm cannot be denied. The facade is covered in white aluminium. with the striped openings on the south side becoming a symbolic reflection of the club colors, black and white stripes. The layout of the stands involves a two-level auditorium on three sides and a single-level one on the west. Construction work is progressing well, as the roof sheathing is just being completed, the turf heating system is being installed and the seating will start to be added any moment now. BBBank Wildpark, capacity 34,302, Club Karlsruher SC, completion date 2023. The new stadium in southern Germany is located on the site of the historic Wildpark Stadion. Architecturally, the facility is not striking, but has an interesting aesthetic element in the form of Y-shaped columns. The stands are the same height and have 40 rows in one level, but the auditorium at the 11th row level is separated by an internal promenade, allowing visitors to walk around the pitch. Construction is progressing in stages. It currently offers two stands that are already open, east and north, and the whole project is expected to be completed in the summer of 2023. Nacyjanalny Futbolny Stadion, capacity 33,000, completion date 2023. We are moving to the east. Construction of the National Football Stadium in Minsk is the responsibility of the Chinese. For years, the Belarusian authorities were unable to bring the project to fruition, but a brotherly nation from Asia has come to their aid. Chinese are the ones who will finance all the work, from the early concept to the final finishing touches, as the stadium is to be handed over to the Belarusian on a turnkey basis. Its trademark is a double-layered facade in white and red, changing the image of the facility as pedestrians move along it. The compact layout and steeply sloping upper stands are expected to make a unique atmosphere during matches, with acoustics supported by a special underside roof coating. Nemzeti Atlétikai Központ, capacity 37,326, completion date 2023. When Budapest wanted to host the Olympics, a 50,000-seater stadium on János Street, right on the bank of Danube, was planned as the main arena. The Hungarian capital eventually withdrew its bid to host the Games in 2017, but plans for a huge athletics stadium were not abandoned due to the battle for the 2023 World Athletics Championships, which they won. During the competition, the stands will hold just under 40,000 people, and after the event, the upper level of the auditorium will be fully dismantled and the number of seats will drop to 40,500. The upper ring of stands will be replaced by a recreational area open to everyone. Attention is drawn to the roof, which is composed of steel cables and covered with polycarbonate. Again, we encourage you to like this material and leave a comment. In addition to this, we have noticed that more than 95% of our viewers are not yet subscribing to our channel. It only takes a moment and is free of charge, but it would help us a lot. We appreciate it. Abanca Balaídos, capacity 31,100, Club Celta Vigo, completion date unknown. We are back on the Iberian Peninsula, more specifically in Galicia. The concept for the redevelopment of Celta's stadium has been named the New Wave. It involves leveling the heights of all the stands and giving the facility a unified character. The lightweight steel roof structure is to be covered with aluminium cladding in the form of wavy segments. The project is being carried out in stages. The north stand was the first to go, followed in 2017-2018 by the modernization of the main stand on the south side, including the renovation of the auditorium and backstage area, the creation of a new canopy and the installation of the facade. In 2021, another phase of redevelopment began. this time involving the demolition of the existing stand behind the west goal and the construction of a new one closer to the pitch in its place. The completion date for this phase of the project is not yet known. Estadio Santiago Bernabéu, capacity 80,242, Club Real Madrid, completion date 2023. The design for the capital's stadium involves equipping the venue with a completely new metallic facade in a futuristic shape. There will also be a new canopy with a retractable section over the pitch. Around the perimeter of the inner edge of the roof will be a panoramic screen. The stadium will have an innovative turf folding system, whereby the pitch will be divided into 6 segments. Once dismantled, they will be stored one on top of the other up to 30 meters underground. The investment budget turned out to be underestimated and is now expected to exceed 1 billion euros. Work on the stadium upgrade has been delayed, and we already know that the original date for the inauguration of the facility, the end of 2022, will be postponed. The most optimistic forecast is June 2023, but the whole thing is likely to be completed by the end of that year. Visit Mallorca Estadi, capacity 23,000, Club RCD Mallorca, completion date 2024. The existing athletics facility in Palma will be converted into a football-specific venue, but retaining the stadium's existing form. To achieve this, the lower ring of stands will be completely remodeled, taking the place of the running track and taking on a rectangular shape to surround the football pitch. The place of the removed arches will be taken by additional usable space. Another important change will be the construction of a canopy over the east stand, similar to the one on the opposite side. The redevelopment of the largest stadium in the Balearic Islands is expected to cost around 21 million euros. During the works, the facility is expected to remain functional. Everton Stadium, capacity 52,888, Club Everton FC, completion date 2024. Back to the UK and Liverpool, where the new stadium has been designed on the bank of the River Mersey at Bramley-Moore dock, which was previously buried. The venue's open-work brick-clad facade is intended to loosely reference the architecture of Archibald Leach, who designed the old Goodison Park. The upper section, on the other hand, is pure modernity, illuminated and transparent, a little crude thanks to the bare steel and showcasing the rhythmic structure of the stadium. The two volumes also contrast in form. The bottom is square in plan, while the top is angled and rounded at the ends. However, the interior of the stadium seems to be the most interesting. The stands are divided into 1, 2 or even 3 levels depending on the stand. The western one, with business facilities, has as many as 3 balconies for spectators. The east and north stands have 2 each. The south stand, on the other hand, is a massive blue wall where up to 30,000 spectators will be seated on one level. Ankara Stadium, capacity 45,000, Club MKE Ankaragücü SK, completion date 2025. We have arrived in Anatolia. The initial concept for the new stadium in the Turkish capital was for a 55,000 capacity venue. Implementation of the design was not started immediately, in the meantime slightly changing the concept while reducing capacity. The plan calls for the construction of high 2-story stands. Their upper edge will be wavy, reaching its highest point in the central section along the pitch, thus matching the elliptical shape of the venue. Seats in the stadium will be in white and red. The stands will be fully covered. The roof will have a domed convex form. It will be supported on 4 arched trusses. It will also be glazed in places, giving the facility a distinctive appearance. Stadion Varna, capacity 22,000, Club Cherno, completion date unknown. The history of Varna's new representative stadium dates back to 2006, when an impressive concept was presented, somewhat reminiscent of Cologne's Rhein-Energie Stadion. That plan was never implemented, but it was slightly scaled down and started to be put into effect in 2015. The stadium will be symmetrical, in the same spatial layout as the one from 2006 and with similar concepts, but no longer with an auditorium for 30,000, but 22,000, although with an option to expand to 28,000. Instead of 4 covered stands, only 3 will be covered, and there will be a 2-story car park for 1,500 cars. Terminus! Europe will be adding some really interesting arenas in the coming months, won't it? Be sure to let us know in the comments completion of which stadium from our presentation you are most looking forward to. In the meantime, we are already starting to plan our next trip. Thanks for watching and see you on the Stadium Trail.